How are you? Okay. Let's go over reset code. So, I will cold call this. I'm not going to do this, you all do it. I will cold call this. What is reset code and what is the purpose? Track, Stephanie Valdez. Way in there, Stephanie Valdez.
Reset code is the code we use to make our sites go back to the original spot. And we use it because when we want to reset our sprites, it goes where we want it, like in the middle of the screen.
So she said code to make it go back to its original spot, and it makes it go back to the middle of the screen. Agree or disagree with both parts of that? Brave on. Do so, me. Scott. Brave on.
I agree. I want to add on that it helps it reset back to where it started.
So it helps it reset to back where it started. We also heard it helps it go back to the middle. Which one do we think is true and why? Still cold calling. Jack, Noel.
Okay. Sorry, what did you say?
So does reset code start at its original spot or start it back in the middle of the screen?
Well, it depends on the code, because like you can change the X and the Y to make it start wherever you want.
Decide who you agree with your shoulder partner. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Abby.
I agree with Noel and say that it depends on what you want it to do.
Okay. How do we control where on the screen that sprite started, Devion?
X and Y.
Full sentence. How do you decide where the sprite starts?
Oh, you decide where to start.
And how does that control it? Can someone relate this to a different content for me, please? Can someone relate the X and the Y block to a different content for me, please? Maybe one that I've taught before. Robert? That's your answer, Matt?
It can relate to math because it's like on a graph. The origin is 0, 0, like the middle of 0.
So if I change the Y value to be more positive, would my sprite move up, down, left, or right? Think about it. If I change the Y value to be more positive, it would move up. And if I made the Y value more negative, it would be down. And if I change the X value to be more positive, look at it, think about it. If I change the X value to be more positive, it would move left or right, it would move
Right.
And the value to be more negative, it would go
Left.
Great. What about that second block? Well, you are checking that point in direction 90 degrees. Someone earlier today told me that that block moves the sprite. Do you agree or disagree with that comment, or why? Tell your shoulder partner, go. 4, 3, 2, it's Scholar Business and Track, Samari.
I want to disagree with that comment because it kind of turns the sprite to face basically it faces away. It makes the sprite face toward his norm.
Okay. Add on to his statement there, Dean. Go ahead.
I agree.
Pause. And Scott, eyes on Dean.
Said that the point direction, it doesn't make it. It's just kind of where it's
Okay. Add on to that. Brave, go.
I agree with Dean, and I want to add on that it's not the point in direction, 90 degrees. It's not letting it move. It's just pointing out direction that you want it to move.
Totally. Yeah. So it sets the direction you want it to move. And that last spot, set rotation style left, right. It can either be left, right, or all around. What's the difference between setting the rotation style left, right, or setting it all around? Track Anaya in the back there.
Left, right, one side to the other. The hours is like a
Add on to that, please, Robert. Go.
I just have a question.
Go ahead. Ask your question. That'll be good.
And the point in direction, but it's like like, how come you said it in pointing the direction and you want it to go, but how come when we do on it, if on it runs to move that?
Why? You can answer that question. TJ, go ahead and take a stab at it.
Because he said his question was, why does it like turn?
If you've already pointed it in the correct direction. If you pointed it right, why would it then, how could it then later turn left when it hits the wall? Great question. Raymond, weigh in here.
With the if on edge down.
So you've already told it to point right.
Never mind.
Raise it with your shoulder partner, 20 seconds, go. 3, 2, 1, 0. Track, Jaden Green, what do you think, Jaden?
What was the question again?
Samari.
I think if on edge balances helps because it just pointing direction just helps to stay in one place or face one place and if on edge in zero rotation style left right it kind of turns the sprite, but the sprite is facing where it's going.
Dean.
It's kind of like, because the if on edge bounce, like, it's supposed to make it turn around. And so you're looking that way, the right is on this side, but then once you turn around, you're like on the other side.
Delia.
It says left to like rotation to right.
And does the reset code, do you want to answer your own question? Go ahead, you can try.
It was because Disney said that when he goes left, right, because if it wasn't going left, right, then when we put it left, before we moved left, right, it kept on going upside down.
Right.
But then when it goes upside down, it changes its right, then it's right side up. And then that's, but then since we put several rotation style left, right, then it goes right.
Yeah, and we'll come back to this conversation in like 6 months too. But good preview, thank you. So, moving on. Tracking me the scholar in 3, 2, 1, 0. Not turning page yet. Who has a birthday in January? Who has a birthday in March? Who has a birthday in July? Who has a birthday in September? So we were just doing something right there, class. We were communicating. I was saying something and you were responding. Have we done that yet with our sprites? Have sprites talked to each other yet? No. But we're learning today how to make sprites communicate with one another. And we do that through broadcasting and receiving information. So if you were to think about that, who would in that communication we just had about birthdays, who would the broadcaster be and who would the receiver be? Tell your shoulder partner, go. 2, 1, 0. Who is the broadcaster in that case, Brian?
The one that's speaking,
So who?
the first right.
Okay, and this birthday conversation we just had. Right, okay, me. And who is the receiver in this case, Dean? What?
Us.
Yes. And so did everybody answer every time? No. But you listened for information when you heard something important. You spoke up. You raised your hand. Oh, I heard this, remember? I like that. I'm gonna raise my hand. We're gonna make sprites interact that same way. So when I say go, I want you to open up your computer, log into Scratch, create a new project, then put your computer at 45 and track me 1 minute, go. Pause where you are and track me in scholar position. Computer at 45, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So there are 2 sprites in this project. There is the girl, and there is the ball. And there is an interaction. I want you to watch and say, what is the interaction? Who is the broadcaster? And who is the receiver? I'll play one more time, ready? Did you get that? Okay. What is the interaction? Who's the broadcaster? Who is the receiver? Go. Tell your shoulder partner. 3, 2, 1, 0. Track. Sierra.
I said that the broadcaster was the girl and the receiver was ball.
What did the girl broadcast and what did the ball receive? Mahalia.
The girl broadcast the kick, like when she kicked it, and the ball received the information of the
College boy, say it one more time.
The girl broadcasted the kick to kick the ball, and the ball received the information from the.
Is that all that happened? The girl ran and kicked the ball, and then the ball hit the goal? Or were we missing something? Abby, go ahead.
When the ball hit the goal, she jumped.
Interesting. When the ball hit the goal, she jumped. So who is the broadcaster, who is the receiver right there? When the ball hit the goal, the girl jumped. Anaya, what do you think?
I think the ball would be the broadcaster and the girl would be the receiver.
Because
Because when the ball made it in the goal, she was happy and she started to jump.
So, interestingly enough, it looks like we have a broadcaster and a receiver, and they switch places, a receiver and a broadcaster. Let's look inside the code here. Open up a new link and type in tinyurl.com/Bergevin98. Once you're there, click See Inside and then Remix. With your shoulder part, to talk about how are these sprites interacting as soon as you get them pulled up. So we're talking about what blocks are allowing them to interact. You can play it a couple times if you want to see how it looks.
Me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What blocks of code are you noticing that these sprites use to talk to each other? Cheyenne, talk to us.
Yep, so there's this broadcast and then there's this one I receive. We're actually going to come back to this project later. I'd like you just to go back to your other tab. To your scratch tab. And then pass back those yellow sheets. Please read us challenge 1, Stephanie.
Challenge 1, go to sprite, the cat and the fish. The cat should say fish jump, the fish should then jump.
Great. So the first thing I'm going to do is load my second sprite. Do this with me, my new sprite. The fish. You can pick whatever fish you want. I'm going to pick fish 3 because fish 3 is fancy. You're not thinking you don't do it. Then I'm going to get the cat when the green button is clicked, I'm going to get the cat to say say for 2 seconds, say jump, fish jump. I'm sorry, and test it out. Press the green flag. Make sure your cat says fish jump for 2 seconds.
2, 1, 0. Now, what do I need to happen? What do I need to happen next? Naya,
Need the fish to jump.
I need the fish to jump. In order to make that happen, there has to be a communication. Dean, go on. What sort of communication needs to happen? Samari.
And we tell the fish when the cat's going to jump.
Right, so we now have to get into our broadcast. So the cat just says this, the fish isn't here. The fish computer's at 45%. The fish can't hear it unless we broadcast it. So if you go into your events, you'll do this in a second, you can broadcast a message. And that message could be the message jump. That tells the fish that, well, I shouldn't say that. That allows the cat to broadcast this message to all the other sprites. It's time to do something new. I then go over to my fish, and in the same events again, I can find that block when I receive the message jump. How do you make the fish jump? I'm going to make a fish jump. Anaya.
We go to, first say, then click the green button, say fish jump, and then go to the broadcast and make sure that it says jump.
That wasn't clear enough. What motions do we need to use to make the fish jump? Samari. You could use that. I want to do it for Mike. Brianna. What? I'm gonna choose to change my Y. Change my Y a couple times. So change my Y by positive 10, change my Y by negative 10, put them both inside of repeat loops. Get this far with me. 2, 1, 0. Guys, lots of people got this right. But I changed it up here, and now it's not working with me. I don't know why. I clicked that it's doing it both at the same time. You should be doing it at the same time. What's wrong? Let's look at my script. Looking fine. What's wrong with my script? I'm going to flip back and forth a couple times. See if you can find it. Try again here. What's in there? Gabriella. What's the problem with using the green flag instead of when received jump? Love the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Try Debbie on. What happens when I use the receive though? Brianna, go. What time will it happen? What time will it jump? After the cat says jump. So is it this block? This say fish jump is what makes the fish jump? Now some people say yes, some people say no. What do we think? What makes the fish jump? Alexis, go. So the cat broadcasts jump. The fish receives jump. Just like when I say something and you raise your hand in response. That's, you raise it because you hear me say something. The fish jumps because it heard the cat say something. And it heard it say something through the broadcast. That's how sprites talk to each other, is through broadcasting and receiving.
Broadcasting and receiving.
So the second challenge, please read it for us, and Tanisha Proctor.
Load 2 sprites.
Back to your papers. Casey dancing.
Casey dancing in the butterfly. The butterfly should say start dancing for 2 seconds. Casey should start dancing by changing color.
Awesome. Before we do that, can anyone tell me why I didn't just put change y by 100, change y by negative 100 here? Why I put them in the repeat blocks instead? Why did I put them in the repeat blocks instead of like saying go up by 100, go up by 100? Alexis Carter? With a theta there? What do you mean? No, I put like change y by 100 and then change y by negative 100. So we've done both. Jaden? It was just something that's teleporting. What does he mean by that, Delia? Yeah, those are peak clocks, just make it smaller little increments, that made it look prettier. Good job. Okay, with your shoulder partner, do challenges. With your shoulder partner, do challenges 2 and 3. Mr. York and I are putting orange and green cards on your tables. These are not question cards, these are challenge check cards. So if your challenge is ready to be checked, you would flip it to the orange side. If you don't need a challenge check, you can leave it on the green side. You talk about your first 2 challenges, you may begin. At this point, everyone should know the blind vote. Eyes go down the desk in front of you. Blind vote. There is a broadcaster and there is a receiver in this problem. If you think the butterfly is the broadcaster, when I say go, put 1 finger in the air. If you think Casey is the broadcaster, when I say go, put 2 fingers in the air. So for broadcaster, 1 is butterfly, 2 is Casey. Vote now. Awesome, fingers move out, eyes on me, and 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm gonna split a little bit. Who can argue their side? Who can argue their side of the argument? Brianna, what do you think?
I think the
Agree or disagree with that, Sierra? Posture check. Totally agree. Get back to it, guys. Nice to go. I want you to open up a new tab and complete. A new tab and go. Don't try to rush it. I want you to open up a new tab with your exit ticket. If you created a login last week, use that login. Otherwise, set up an account. Make sure you put in your class code first. Off the computer. And then go back to scratch when you're done. Good. This should be silent unless you have a question you can ask your controller partner about logging in. Oh, for every challenge on this list that you haven't done yet, that you can please submit at home and send to me, I will give you. If I send you, upload to my studio, which is tinyurl.com/version studio. I will give you 1 merit for every 1 challenge you upload.